Oh, you sweet summer child. You did not know what was gonna happen. Hello darlings, it has been quite a while since our last Cosplay Rewind video. As you know, 2020 was struck with pandemonium, so we only ended up having 2 events that year, which meant not a lot of content I could share. If I would have done a video, it would have likely been 2 minutes or so. So, not a lot. I figured it's easier to just roll over into 21 and we can do a bit of a mixed recap highlighting all the cosplays, photo shoots, and other events that we ended up doing for the 2 years. So now that 21's coming to a close, let's hop in and watch this rewind. So starting off 2020, I ended up actually taking over for Anime Milwaukee's Masquerade. And this was a phenomenal opportunity. I was able to really see the inner workings of a contest. As you know, before then, I've of course been a contestant and a judge, so getting to jump into the next part of contests, which was running them, was extremely different, but very rewarding. I got to learn a lot, and it's really helped me become a better judge and contestant now that I've had this 3rd avenue of experience when it comes to contests. I think my favorite part of running the Anime Milwaukee contest so far has been designing trophies. For instance, our 2020 trophy were these wonderful black glitter covered skulls. Our contestants ended up loving them so much that one was even named Herbert, and this was his Christmas look that 2020. So after Amke, of course, pandemonium struck, the world shut down. We didn't get to do much of anything until Con started looking at virtual options. And one of the first virtual events I was able to participate in was ArdaCon. As some of you know, I often run a cosplay contest readiness panel that walks you through beginning to end of the contest experience. So we ended up turning this into a online virtual panel that can actually be seen here, just for Arda Online's little event. It was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed the content that came out of this. It helped people come out of their shell, people who had never tried panels before but were very confident in their video skills were able to come in and try something new. It gave us all a different format to really just connect and experience our levels of community. Next up was Light Fantastic 2020. This was my first ever Light Fantastic and oh my gosh, it was amazing. I am so happy we were able to go. It is a juried/applicant event, so you put in your application, you show them what you've done in the past, what you're planning to do, and then they tell you if you're in or not. And this is mainly due to the size. It is a very small, close-knit event of cosplayers and photographers, and the main goal is just beautiful photography. And oh my god, we got some beautiful shots. I am so proud of how everything turned out for that weekend. I spent all of August into September furiously working on 2 new cosplays as well as one that I had purchased previously, or well, was a gift. So, as well as bought costume. First up on the new costume is our Danny Phantom. We ended up shooting this with It's Kitty Cosplay / It's Kitty Creative. She's both a cosplayer and a photographer, which was really cool. I loved working with her. Since she's been on both sides of the lens, it really helped us interact and figure out posing, storytelling through the lens, and everything that we wanted to do. It was wonderful. I look forward to working with her again. She sadly wasn't there this year of 21, but hopefully in 22 I'll see her back. After that, the second one that I had made just for the event to go into was my Hero Suit Bakugo, or in training to be a hero, DynaMight. This one was the hardest one working on it just because of all the details, the gauntlets, every little thing that went into this outfit to really make sure it popped and that worked. I shot this one with Geass, and this was a very different photography experience for me, mainly because we got to jump in and we ended up being able to play with the really big sparklers, like the freaking 2-foot jumbo guys that were so cool, as well as smoke bombs. Both of these were very fun new experiences, and it really let me see some of the other options you have when you're going into shoots and photography of what you can do and what effects you can do on the field versus in your editing programs. Next up was C2. I shot our C2 with Haley Stein. Most of you already know this costume. Not a lot new there, but working with Haley was phenomenal. We did a lot of goofy stuff behind the scenes, just having fun and relaxing into it, which was so nice. Her shoot was actually my last one of the weekend before we had to hop the ferry back home. Well, because the ferry ended up closing like 20 minutes after our shoot was over, so it was a rush. Next up was a cute casual set I got to do for the weekend. I especially liked getting to do this one as it was a very good end of day relaxation one. This was also considered an extra shoot for me for that year, as we had our 4 officials and then just little extra ones that we could opt in for doing if we wanted to. After that, we were able to do my Ram shoot with Anthony. This one I found to be particularly fun as we were able to go to the lavender farms that's on the island. Sadly, the farm had already harvested all the lavender, so we didn't really get that bright purple pop, but I think the photo still turned out beautifully. Next up, a few weeks after Light Fantastic ended, I had paired up with my good friend Sean of Echo 510 Photography. We had originally talked in about March, April about doing a Lady at the Lake inspired photo shoot. Sadly, with everything that happened and work swamping the both of us, this shoot didn't happen until after Light Fantastic. But even though it was September and it was getting chilly, somehow the water over at Devil's Lake ended up being pretty decently warm, so we got some very nice water shots for this year. That concludes our 2020. After that, I really had hoped 21 would pick up, but of course, as we all know, 21 started pretty slow. So for 21, we actually ended up moving over to West Virginia for a year. We are currently in the process of moving back, so hooray, Wisconsin. But 21 did start really slow. Things were still mostly closed, not really picking back up. So the first event we ended up having was Amke Online. Again, since I run the masquerade, it only made sense to come in and do either a virtual contest, which we weren't able to accomplish as we did not have enough people, or doing the readiness panel. I swear that is my most popular, most requested panel when I go to conventions. From there, we really just relaxed with the year. The first few months were just me finishing up a couple of side projects, buying a new wig, and doing 2 particular shoots before we had our next event. We did a Rem shoot as well as doing Punk Rarity. Both of these were super fun. The Punk Rarity one I'm especially proud of if you want to see that build. We got a link right up here for you, as well as down below. Then came ColossalCon 21. I was hesitant to return to ColossalCon as my previous experience there was kinda meh, but going with different people who are much more my speed and much more willing to go out, have fun, and actually enjoy the con that they're attending really made all the difference in attending Colossal again. I was able to participate in their contest this year with my Scanty Daemon. I do have full build videos on her entire ensemble, which you can also find in our channel. and it was just a wonderful experience. I really got to relax more at Colossal this time and really enjoy the atmosphere and vibe with friends. It was great. I look forward to returning again. After Colossal, we ended up buying a couple of cosplays off of a fellow cosplayer, both of them being Tamamo no Mei / Tamamo Vitch from the Fate series. I adore the Fate series, and this was a wonderful opportunity to dive into it. Previously, I have purchased a couple of possible costumes for Fate, but Asian sizing means I don't quite fit them very well, so being able to buy these ones directly from another cosplayer who had first-hand knowledge on how they fit was really helpful. Both of these shoots were really fun, and I'm looking forward to doing more with the Fate girls in the future. Next up was a little outing that me and my cos family call LegendCon. I know, dorky name, but we are dorks, and this was just a fun little get together for us up in Green Bay. A bunch of us dressed up as our favorite My Hero characters, and we hung out, took photos, went out for sushi. We just essentially had our own con weekend over the weekend that Kitsune was supposed to happen. I still wish Kitsune had happened, but I also understand why they didn't, and I look forward to them in 22 if they can make a resurrection. Finally, Light Fantastic came around again in September. We were also back on Washington Island. I love that island. It is so gorgeous. If you guys ever get a chance, I highly recommend checking it out and trying to get photos up there because you will not get that scenery elsewhere. Starting out for Light Fantastic 21, we had the Little Witches group. This has kind of become a side shoot that we do on Thursdays, which is just a precursor to the weekend, something for everyone to just throw in, have fun, be random, and just do whatever we want. It's not exactly a photo shoot we take seriously, it's legit just a for fun, let's just be goofy. Next up on Friday morning was Bunny Girl Ishtar. I was so excited to wear this one, especially after I saw the cute little fan art that it was designed from. The ensemble itself was pretty decent, but of course, as I've mentioned before, I am not good Asian sizing, so some parts were a little tight and some parts were a little loose. If it fits me on the bottom, it won't fit me on the top. It's annoying. This one I got to work with Haley Stein, and this was my second foray into doing water shoots, which was so much fun. I'm hoping I can do another one again next year at Light Fantastic, depending on what location we end up going to. If I remember right, later that night, or it was the next day, but later that night was the Outer Senshi group. Originally, we did have all the girls of the Outers. Sadly, one of our girls ended up not being able to make it. I'm hopeful in the future we can have photos with her as well. We'll just have to wait and see. This group was a lot of fun. We just got to goof around, do a lot of different photos. We worked with 2 photographers on this one, both Haley Stein as well as Danielle Braun Photography, and it was different working with 2 photographers on the same set of costumes. I am still getting used to that. I'm not sure how I'll feel about it going into the future, but I'm always willing to try stuff again. The following day, Saturday, originally I was supposed to start the morning with my Xerneas shoot. Nature got in the way and we were not able to do that one. Thankfully, things cleared up, and I was able to go on my second shoot for that day, which was Raven. Raven we ended up shooting with Danielle Braun. I think she did a phenomenal job, especially when it came to the floating edits. Those were so cool, and I am so excited to try working with her again in the future. We'll just have to wait and see what cons hold and what we can do. During the same weekend was actually Anime Fargo Online, which I decided to enter in Scanty Daemon as why not? I put a lot of really hard work into her. I knew I wouldn't be able to wear her for a while again, so figured let's throw her into an online contest and see what happens. Our Scanty Daemon ended up winning a Masters Award for Anime Fargo Online, which was super cool and it really gave me a boost of energy. I'm like, yes, this is amazing. I can't wait to do her again and just do more in the future. Our final event of this year has been Ponyville Ciderfest. We were actually invited by Cousin Crackle to come on as a cosplay community guest. We did, of course, still have to fill out the applications, do all the regular jazz, but having her reach out to us and being like, hey, do you want to do this, was still really cool. Jenny's an amazing person. I look forward to working with her again and the rest of the crew for Cousin Crackle. Fingers crossed, I will see them at Anime Milwaukee in 22. Our time at Ciderfest was hectic. We did a lot. I think in the end I had participated in 4 panels, 3 events, and woofda. I was wiped out from the weekend. It was so good, and I really look forward to doing it again someday. And if you want to see more of what we did, we've got pictures as well as, of course, the usual con vlog. So 2021 is over. I have a lot of plans and ideas going into the new year, and I'm really excited to see friends again as we are moving back to Wisconsin. I'm not exactly sure what specifically I'm going to be doing in 22 for builds, so I will keep you guys updated using Instagram and Facebook and Twitter as time goes on. Until then, if you want to support us and see us at more cons, you can always use our Ko-Fi. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and just tell us what you thought of the last 2 years and what you hope for in the next year. I'll see y'all later. Bye, darlings.